How's it going, guys? Universe back here with another video. And we're here in the dev server and we're playing the F-16C Block 50 within the US tech tree. I honestly can't say that I'm surprised with the F-16C coming in the next major update, but I'm also kind of surprised. I would have thought the SC-27 and J-10 and all those other jets would have came first, but for some odd reason, we are at the Block 50. We've completely surpassed almost every single F-16, and we're pretty much at the end. And I don't know why they've done this when the F-16C is no longer supposed to be carrying the AIM-9L. Should be the AIM-9X and other better variants than that, but it's just so funny because Russia gets its R-73s, and yes, I will say the R-73s are pretty good, but they're not nearly as good as they probably could be. Their flare resistance is decent at certain angles where, for example, if you're really slow, its thrust vectoring pretty much just can't be bothered to spot any type of flares at all. But most of the time it is pretty much easy to flare along with the ET and then the ER. You just stay low and you're easily able to get rid of those missiles too. But with the F-16C, they actually fixed the airframe. You know, if the G limiter that it used to have apparently has been removed, but also people were saying that it never had a G limiter to begin with, and it was just the flight model being bad, which honestly I'm not surprised of. But the G limiter is completely gone now, which is actually incredible. That is probably the best thing we've needed to hear all year, because now that makes the F-16 so much more reliable in terms of just straight up maneuverability and also energy retention. Because now the nets, the F-16 nets, and other Block 10s like the AJ and the American A-10, or sorry, Block 10, are absolutely incredible now. And I was doing a little bit of time and thinking a little bit about the F-16 and the MiG-29 and doing some dogfights, which unfortunately I'm not going to be able to show here into the footage now, but the MiG-29 SMT is truthfully not that amazing. It's really not that amazing. Its energy retention is extremely poor. It has obviously really good engines and can keep up with most jets, but the minute you get into a dogfight, if you're in an F-16C, or even just, you know, the nets or any other F-16, you are going to simply out-dogfight the MiG-29 SMT, and if you know how to jam the WES every single time, and if you don't know what jamming the WES is, I would recommend looking it up, you can pretty much just defeat the MiG-29 SMT and its R-73s like it's absolutely nothing. Obviously, this is something that's different for most players because, well, this is exactly what I say, but this is why I love jets, because as technology advances, you have to just make better decisions and do things differently due to the, you know, the advancement of technology. And with HMD and the R-73s coming into the game, you don't really have much of a choice when it comes to close-range one-circle dogfights. You have to be strategic, go for the two-circle, and avoid, you know, being inside the WES. And it's actually just hilarious to see now, but with everything that's changed, I'm really not surprised. But the F-16C, man, is absolutely fun to play. It is an absolute beauty, and obviously I get destroyed there because I was completely tunnel visioned and didn't even bother to care. And this video is a little bit shorter than I would like it to be, but I apologize for that. My goal is to pretty much just show you guys the F-16C if you're not able to play it. And again, this is the dev server, so things are subject to change, so don't be confused with thinking that this is the live server. This is definitely not the live server. Also, the F-16C apparently was supposed to get 8 pylons, but for whatever reason, you can only take 6. I don't know if that's some type of bug or maybe just the airframe from the live server that hasn't been updated for the dev server, which is supposed to be the 8 pylons. I don't know what the issue is, but I'm going to be honest, if things stay the way they are with the airframe and the G limiter being removed for the F-16, I think the MiG-29 will not be the king of top tier anymore, because if you just bring the AJ, the F-16 AJ, and the nets into a match, you're going to absolutely dominate. You're going to pull much better Gs. You're going to have much better energy retention. You're going to be able to out-dogfight the MiG-29 SMT. And if you just know what you're doing, you know how to jam the WES every single time, its R-73s are absolutely useless. They're absolutely useless. And obviously, if you're not very slow, they're still also not as good either, because you can just easily flare them if you're not being dumb. If you obviously aren't paying attention, then you're going to be more likely to get absolutely dominated by the F-73s, because if the R-73s look at you for too long, it's pretty much over. It's pretty much over. It's like Medusa, you know what I mean? When Medusa looks at you, you're gonna turn in stone, you know what I mean? But if you have enough time, you may be able to, you may be able to be fine. But that's kind of the exact same way the R-73 is. If you give it too much time staring at you with its IR seeker, it's going to perma-see you, and it's never gonna see anything else but you, and it's going to explode on you and absolutely dominate you. But the F-16, I was first stage afterburner for most of this match, and I was going about 1,600 kmh. Even though, yes, I'm at a higher altitude, but that's pretty damn decent. I don't know if the engines are actually different in the dev server than they are from the live regular ADF block whatever 15. Rather than the Block 50 F-16C, which to me is still crazy to say. That's so weird. I'm still in complete shock with the fact we're getting another F-16 rather than something completely different like a Gripen or an Su-27 or the J-10 or a J-11 or all this other stuff that could have possibly came. But here we are again with another F-16. But honestly, I see something different out of an outcome out of this. I don't think the MiG-29 SMT will be the king of top tier. I think it will be the king of dogfighting and will be absolutely dangerous unless you know what you're doing. But I don't think the MiG-29 is going to be that amazing. Yes, it does have the ET and the ERs, but again, the ET is extremely easy to flare unless they fix it, which, yeah, it may become a way better missile, but I don't think they're going to plan to fix it. It just doesn't seem very viable. It's more of just an extra range missile, and at that rate, there's no reason to take it at all when you could just carry an extra 2 more R-73s, which are extremely good at slow range, at slow speeds and close range. But the F-16 and its updates with the airframe might make it actually formidable. It might make it a formidable fighter against the MiG-29, and I think it may honestly give it a run for its money. And yeah, that's going to be pretty much the end of this video, and again, this is the dev server. There's plenty more to change, and so I wouldn't take any of what I say to be counted for the live server, but thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace.